Hey ladies and gents, I'm gonna be bottling today my two different kinds of porter and my cider. Kind of a little festive for the holidays. Just because this room is kind of under construction right now, it was ugly, so I decided to do that. Yeah, you're welcome. But the room's coming along. I got the room painted on this side with the wife, and that painted. This wall is gonna have like a brick wash, whitewash type of thing. So yeah, right now it's pretty ugly, but we'll get there. And I haven't done much with the KEG project, which sucks. But anyways, I want to show you guys quickly how I bottle my beer and how to not get so much foam and how to do this. Unfortunately, this isn't my favorite part of doing the homebrew type thing. I hate bottling beer. I don't care if it's from a CO2 bottling wand or a bottle conditioning with sugar. I just hate it. I don't know what it is, but it's just the setup and the time it takes just for a little bit of bottles kind of sucks for me. Maybe it's just me. I'm pretty slow at it, and yeah, I have this doohickey right here. I just put a couple 2x4s, attached it so then it's more mobile. It doesn't tip over when I clamp down. And I got the last straw bottle filler from Northern Brewer. Got this a couple years ago. I know they've updated it and stuff. It works well. It's long, so you can actually fill wine bottles if you wanted. So what I have to do is I actually have two CO2 bottles. I have one here that releases CO2 to the wand so that I can put CO2 in the bottle, which will allow it to last longer and not get oxidized. And then I have my CO2 bottle in here that's attached to the kegs, which go to the wand, and I have it at low PSI over here, like really low. It comes out slow so that I don't get foam. It's also important that all the lines are nice and cool, as well as the bottles. If everything is cool and cold, then it won't foam as much. Also, you have to be careful to not stop and then go again, because if you do that, it creates a ton of foam. And maybe I'll make a mistake. I always do make a mistake, and then it foams over. It's like blah. Okie dokie, artichokey. So we're gonna bottle finally. I got my low pressure PSI on the kegs. It's important that when you do lower the PSI though, that you do release the pressure in the kegs from the other when it was higher pressure. So release it and then turn the knob to lower PSI, otherwise it really doesn't do anything. Everything is sanitized, washed and then sanitized. The lines have sanitizer in them. I had put this in the fridge so that it would be cool, but now I just gotta get rid of the sanitizer in the thing. A little bit of beer will come in. There's the beer. I'm going to let the lines get cool. Ultimately, the lines are still not as cold as I would like. So if you just let the beer sit in the line for a little bit, it'll get cooler. I can just see the foam in the lines. It's actually interesting. I know you guys probably can't see this. I don't know, there's something about trying to bottle already carved beer that just makes it kind of difficult in that way. It's also difficult to bottle the other way. Bottling just sucks in my opinion, but yeah. So right now what I have in the line is the chocolate porter. Cool. Let's see if we can get this going. Alright. I'll let the CO2 run for a few seconds inside the bottle, and then I let her rip. Now, the first bottle always is extra foamy. It's just how it's gonna be. You gotta keep an eye on it, because I used to bottle with my wife and we'll get into a conversation and then all of a sudden it's overflowing. And ultimately, you got this tube going in the bottle, and you have CO2 already in the beer, so you're gonna have, your headspace is gonna be a little extra no matter what you do and how careful you are, because of the foam and the space that the thing is taking inside the bottle. Whereas when you're bottling pre-carved beer, then there's no foam. The bottling wand is plastic and smaller usually, so you get less headspace, which is more ideal. So in that way, but I don't like bottle conditioning my beer. I like to keg my beer. There's pros and cons to everything, and I think they're pretty equal in my opinion. It's also important not to push the CO2 button while you're pouring the beer inside. That's not what it's meant for. You just make foam doing that. Also, I sanitize the caps using oxygen absorbing caps, whether that really works or not. All these beers probably not going to sit for too long. These ones over here, these guys are just in case I want to put them into competition. I don't even know of any comps going on anytime around me anytime soon, but I'm going to take the advice of my friend who always just bottles 6 beers of every beer that he brews, and he just throws them in the fridge, and then when there's a competition that pops up, he just puts them in. And that's kind of a cool idea. I should probably start doing that. I'm going to take his advice. But hey, check this out. Bottle, cap, there it is. I got lucky on that one. Push, and then boom. Boom. One and done. Right there. Let's up this PSI a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Let's see. So, come here, yo. Oh my gosh. Okay. Alright. So ultimately this setup is just not ideal. I have the door propped open. Once I have my my coffin keys are ready to go, I have my intertap faucets, and they have the little screw-on little things on the tips of the faucets, and I'm pretty sure I can get one of these as an add-on for one of them, where I can just hook up straight to the faucet with this stuff. There it is. Woo! Hey ladies and gents, so today I'm finally just gonna review my porter. It's I got the It's two different kinds. I did originally it was supposed to be a pumpkin porter, but it really isn't because I forgot to double the spice recipe. So, but anyways, I split it into two. One was chocolate, one was coffee. This one's the chocolate one. It looks and smells amazing. I screwed up on it though. It just didn't ferment out. I don't really know. I just don't know what really happened. Probably just too many complex sugars in there. So it was disappointing that it's only like 3.5% ABV. It tastes good. However, it's a very cocoa nib taste to it. It's just distinctly cocoa nibs. I probably used too much or let them sit for too long. I don't know, because all the stuff I read about using cocoa nibs would make it seem that I didn't use enough or enough time. So I don't know. I just probably need to settle down on the adjuncts for me personally, because I kind of always mess it up, it seems. It still tastes good. It's pretty sweet. It's filling, so unfortunately I can drink a whole lot of these because it's only 3.5%, but I don't know, it's just been sitting for a while, so that's unfortunate. It's not bad though, very drinkable. So yeah, let me finish this little piece off and then I will show you guys the other one. All right, let's go with the coffee porter this time. Where are my lines? Oh, there it is. I cannot see. Oh, I cannot wait for my keezer to be done. I cannot wait. Oops, I'm silly. All right, there we go. Check it. It looks exactly the same. What? How is that possible? Very coffee-like, this one. I don't know, I was worried about the coffee being infected just because this was such a low ABV. So what I did was I soaked the coffee beans. I had a chorus crush on them, and I soaked them in whiskey for probably around 12 hours. And I stopped at that point just because I was worried about them just pulling too much coffee off of them. And then I dumped them in the keg and I put them there for about 12 or so hours, or half a day, or I can't remember. It was probably around 8 hours. And I just was like, man, I gotta go test this out. I don't want to overdo it. And kind of overdid it. Like, that's how quick it was for the coffee. And I can't remember how much coffee I used. But it's very coffee-like, and it did settle out a little bit, but it's still overly coffee. You know, like I said, I need to slow down on the adjuncts. I gotta, you know, maybe make smaller batches, which is pretty impossible for me because I just bought a half-barrel brew system, which I'm not barely brewing on, which I wish I was. But I gotta get this guy going, and I just haven't. It's December and the holidays and so many little projects and time-consuming things happening at the moment. But anyways, yeah, it smells good if you like coffee. Cheers, guys.